the Sunday supplement Mind Mission on the Toad Cam in New York, Toad City. Hypnotic language learning. I don't know, are you a fan of Mamet? Any David Mamet fans out there? Guy is an absolute master of language, and Mamet is an absolute master of hypnotic language. There's so much you can learn. Ever seen Glenn Ross, have you? Fantastic, a great movie to see. I saw the play, I read the play, I saw the play on Broadway, and then I saw the movie. Very, very interesting to compare these different experiences and really get into Mamet's language. At the beginning of the play, I don't know if this is in the movie, but at the beginning of the play, he opens with an amazing piece of hypnotic language that just drops you into the most amazingly out there trance. He said, this one guy just looks over to the other one and opens a conversation, like these two salesmen hanging out in some restaurant. He says, hey, did you ever take a shit that made you feel like you'd slept for a week? Well, have you? Did you ever take a shit that made you feel like you'd slept for a week? I thought, wow, that Mamet, what Mamet has done when he's asked that question, one is, it's shockingly inappropriate. So this immediately, by using that shockingly inappropriate, which I don't recommend using a lot, there are times to do it, but he shocks you out of your present trance. So what he's done in the first half of that very compact sentence is he's broken your present trance state. Okay, if someone comes up to you on the street and says nice day, you're kind of going to stay in the trance. Nice weather, isn't it? Yeah, you're going to remain in that trance. What's happening? The same old, yeah, trance. But if someone comes up to you and they open a statement to a perfect stranger with, hey, did you ever take a shit? Your brain is going to pop out of wherever it was. It's going to go, wait a second, what category? When you're trying to chunk that and you're trying to sort that and figure out what box does that go into, that has so broken your existing trance state. So one of the really important factors in inducing a trance is you've got to break the trance that the person is presently in. And then he uses the second half of the statement that made you felt like you'd slept for a week. Okay, so he's going from this shocking sensation to this feeling of extreme relaxation, shock to relaxation, and he's put this together in just one extremely compact question. And that is a brilliant piece, absolutely, I think one of the most brilliant pieces of trance induction. Shock to deep relaxation like that. So when you're using trance language, I think people often make a mistake assuming that trance language has got to be a purely kind of melodic one. You're going deeper and deeper and deeper. Good trance language is often very contrastive. It has different contrasts. And you can think about this if you work verbally with how did you arrive at that understanding? Okay, someone says, blah, 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 and you say, well, how did you arrive at that understanding is an uninflected way of speaking. But if you said, how did you arrive at that understanding? We'll open up one set of trance internal searches. If you said, how did you arrive at that understanding? We'll put the stress a little differently. The trance stress is a little different. How did you arrive at that understanding? 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 So just the stress, and I think this is an excellent, excellent exercise, is to practice stressing speech. And I think one of the most important things to work on are interrogatives like, how did you arrive at that understanding? 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 Excellent, excellent drills. And a lot of good hypnotic language is in these drills, moving from state to state. Extremely useful. So you can think of this if you're out there in your PUA type of situation or socially around somebody that you're interested in. great way to get a conversation going is use the mammoth question, but probably not in such a not such a sort of a jarring way, because he's using it for dramatic effect. And even though we've taken it, we've done our acting training and we've gone to our improv classes and we understand about dramatic effect, social circumstances, you definitely have to soften the dramatic effect. But you know, did you ever go to a mattress store and lie down on one of those mattresses and it was just, you just had to have it, it felt so good? Did you ever go to Beauty Rest or whoever sells mattresses? Did you ever go to one of those Beauty Rest stores and lie down on like the really primo mattress? Is that an amazing sensation or what? Okay, now what you've done is you've immediately opened up this idea of a really relaxed, comfortable, dreamy state. You could back the story up a little bit and say, you know, were you ever walking down the street in kind of an out of sorts mood and you noticed there was a mattress store over there and you just decided you'd go in and check it out? Because what you really wanted to do, you just really wanted to rest for a minute, but you wanted to sort of pretend you were shopping for a mattress, but your feet were sore and it was a hot day and you were worn out, and you thought, what an amazing opportunity to have this mattress store right here, and go in and just lie down on one of those mattresses and go from mattress to mattress, from the less expensive ones to the really, really good ones, and just dream about what it would be like to be able to go home and lay down and relax and just sink into one of those amazing soft memory foam mattresses. So there you've done a process mapping, okay? So you could, this person may go in there and then connect this to any other uncomfortable or irritated or out of sorts state they might be in, even at an unconscious level, and you've moved them at a process level from their unconsciously kind of out of disgruntled state into the state of divine relaxation. So I would very much recommend practicing these transitional suggestions that are not personal. You're not, personally saying, relax. When you start giving people even subtly embedded indirect commands, the unconscious has a way of subtly rejecting them. But if you put them in kind of the third person, like, I had this experience, I was staying at this resort, and it was really, really cold outside, I remember, and it was up in Puget Sound, actually, and it was this little island up in Puget Sound, and there really wasn't a whole lot to do. And I remember I was at this resort, and it was very cold out, but they had this amazing hot tub, and it was really late at night, and no one was around. And this girl and I, we had met and we were kind of really into each other, and we just decided to just go swimming naked in this hot tub. And all I remember was that it had these really darkly colored lights, like these really deep red lights, and we're in the hot tub, and all this steam is rising off the hot tub, and we could barely see each other because all this thick steam is rising off it. And I just remember lying back in this water with just my face sticking out and just feeling myself relax so deeply. I was just practically, I don't know, I felt like I was just floating in a zero gravity situation. So you've introduced the idea of the naked girl, but you've moved past that. We're really, we're having this wonderful time, but I just remember just relaxing, even though it was very cold, the environment around. And there you're saying, well, it's sort of isomorphic to, well, you're in this environment where things are kind of cold and you want to be, kind of hunched up against the cold. And so then you went into the hot tub and you could relax and you could lay back and you could enter this marvelous state of relaxation. So I would practice a number of stories of moving from stressed, uncomfortable, perhaps a little bit irritated, perhaps put upon, hurried, to a time shift and a kinesthetic body sense shift, and moving from external awareness, external visual, external auditory, external kinesthetic, to very internal. So I was lying there, and I just remember having this amazing, beautiful set of fantasies, just dreaming about all the other places I could be. And I felt like I was in the Bahamas or something, just laying on the beach with just water, warm water, just lapping over my body as I was lying there floating in this tub. So you have moved through various environments and various bodily states to a state of profound relaxation. Very, very nice.